Hello there, and welcome to a very special installment of my personal favorite series, Overcoming CRPS. As you know, in this series, I showcase one of my many clients who has overcome the pain of CRPS and is moving on to a more meaningful and fulfilling life. In this video in particular, I am showcasing my lovely client, Donna, and her husband, Thomas. When I first met Donna, it was via phone call on December 10th, 2024. During that phone call, Donna reached out to me in bed crying. We talked for over an hour as I convinced her to continue on with her life despite the pain. Donna was at her wit's end, and she was very close to making a permanent decision that I have no doubt her and her family would have truly regretted. Thankfully, Donna and I started working together, and she went from crying alone in her bed to working out at the gym with her lovely husband Thomas and spending quality time with her son Ryan as well. When Donna and I first met, we were introduced by Charles Maddox, the producer of the film Trial by Fire, and both Donna and I are featured in the upcoming film Trial by Fire 2. During the time of filming, when I was filmed and when Donna was filmed, we barely knew each other and we had just began working together. So I am very, very excited to show you Donna's testimony today, to show you how she went from crying basically every session to smiling and laughing and enjoying life again. I want to show you how she went from where she was in the trailer, which I'll show here.
It's called the suicide disease for a reason. The pain and the depression is so intense that people think the only way out is to take their own lives.
I just remember so many lonely nights just praying to God that He would take my life.
I've seen many people struggle, and I have stopped counting how many there are.
Unfortunately, there is no cure for CRPS. All we can do is try to control it.
There is hope in this journey.
To where she is now, which you're about to see in this testimony. I am so grateful for Charles introducing Donna and I. I am so thankful for Donna and Thomas's trust, and I can't wait to see what Donna does next from here. If you are watching this and you want help getting out of pain and overcoming CRPS in the way that Donna has, you can reach out to me anytime through my website, thewindowpane.com. You can also find links to all of my resources in the description down below. If you're watching this and you don't know who I am, my name is Chase Teagarden, and a little over 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with complex regional pain syndrome myself. After struggling for 4 years with no help from doctors and considering even taking my own life, I thankfully went my own route and found my way out of pain. Since then, I have dedicated my entire life to becoming not only a doctor of physical therapy and therapeutic pain specialist, but one of 60 fellows of pain science in the entire nation. And now I help people all over the world get out of pain and move on with life. Thank you guys again for watching. Thank you again to Donna and Thomas, and I'll let them take it away. Take care. Hey guys,
Hi.
we made it. It's finally time.
Yeah. No, are you nervous?
I'm not. Are you nervous?
No.
Well, that's good. I'm just excited to tell your story. I think it's going to be really great, and I think there's a lot of people who have been watching through the book club and things like that. That'll be exciting.
I'm excited.
Especially, I think the contrast between you today and you on what will come out in the future, which is Trial by Fire 2, right?
Right.
Big difference in your appearance in that documentary versus where we're going to be today, right?
Yes. And look what shirts we got on.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. Looks awesome.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
We have a friend, Alan. He's a health instructor or a coach of some kind, and we keep telling him about the story. They were at our wedding. He and his wife helped with the wedding. So we're telling him about the mind-body connection, and he's listening. So he's got a pretty big audience on Facebook. Maybe we'll get the word out.
That'd be cool. I'd love that. Yeah.
It's all about
Yeah,
networking at some
he's a
point.
trainer, a personal trainer.
Yeah.
I'll get him a shirt he can work out in. Why not?
All
Ask him his
right.
size. Yeah, ask him his size. I'll send something over.
He's
Probably
big fella.
XL.
Big
XL
fella.
probably. All right. I'll send some over. Just verify with him. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, I'm pumped. So if you guys are ready, we can get started. Are you
Yes.
ready?
I'm ready. I sent you an email of all the questions and my answers too. So I can read those and then we can talk about them, and Thomas too, if that's okay.
Or what did you want
Yeah,
to do?
well,
What's the format?
what I'll do is I'll ask you kind of the question and then you can respond with whatever you have pre-written or whatever comes to mind. You know, it's okay to
Yes,
wing some of this. People like that, you know, the genuine response too, you know. So,
yes.
um,
I think I'm gonna read what I wrote first and then we can talk about the rest of it because it was hard to write everything,
sure.
but I got everything out, I think.
Okay,
And I
so
have more pictures to send to you too.
Good,
that,
happy ones.
Happy pictures.
yeah, sounds good. I think people are gonna be excited to see where you started and where you are. Okay, then we'll start with question one. That one was an introduction to who you are and then a background on how you were before we met and started coaching.
Okay, can you turn the volume up, babe? I
Yes,
can't
dear.
hear him very well.
Yes, dear.
There we go. Is that better?
Testing.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Ours is the same. This isn't a very good microphone. I have to really enunciate.
Okay. Okay. So the first one was introduction, background, how I was before starting coaching with Chase.
Yeah.
I fell on June 4th, 2021 due to POTS and broke my left wrist on both sides, and I am left-handed, by the way, which I didn't know or what POTS was at that time. I was in excruciating pain, and after Thomas brought me to the ER that night, it was super late, and that's a whole nother story. And we went to one doctor after another doctor, pain meds after pain meds, therapy procedures, one after another with no relief. I began to lose hope in my life, my dreams and goals. I was told that I would live with this intense nerve pain called CRPS for the rest of my life. I fell into deep depression, which I couldn't seem to shake. Okay, this is where it gets real. I have always been a very happy and go-getter type of person, and I was unable to do even the simple things in life like work, drive, take a shower, open up a water bottle, wash my clothes, make up my bed, cook, garden, just to name a few. I felt isolated and my body became very weak with extreme muscle atrophy, which made me even more depressed. I found Chase through the recommendation from Charles Maddox and contacted Chase through Facebook. I was at the end of my rope with nowhere to turn to.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say about that? That was all from the first one.
Yeah, it was debilitating. And things that normally took you a few minutes to do, like make the bed or unload the dishwasher, were sometimes took you
bed with one hand.
Well, even that would take you sometimes an hour to do anything.
Anything.
And it's just, you just allow total lack of focus. You just couldn't focus.
Yep.
And that's pain, you know.
Yeah, and I still remember when you called me when you were at probably one of your worst points.
Yes.
When I was at the hotel in Osaka, I remember exactly where I was.
Yep.
And I'll put it on screen if I can find the call itself. But we talked for a while trying to motivate you to keep going and keep pushing on. And
yeah, I was in a bad way. I was like, I've never thought of ending my life, but I had lost faith.
Yeah.
My faith has always been strong. And I was just like, really, Lord?
yeah,
I didn't know what else to do. Like,
yeah. We had a couple of thunderstorms, and you had been working outside a little too much. You really overdid it on your wrist. We had a thunderstorm at 3 a.m, asked me to kill you.
Oh, see, I don't remember that. Like, I I would be so exhausted. There's times in my life that things we went through, I'll see pictures of us and I don't remember.
You were out of your mind. I mean,
Yeah.
thunderstorms were really bad for you. This is a bad one. There's
The
nobody around to talk to at 3 a.m, you know,
Yeah,
just me. So
yeah, it's okay.
you know, the pain of it, you know, a lot of people don't understand just how intense it is, and you add in a lot of the things that get co-diagnosed with these things like POTS and other conditions, it becomes very much a trap, you know, and it can get very dark. And I've been there, you've been there, and vicariously, Thomas, you as well, because you guys are sidekicks through and through.
Yes.
And so, you know, starting out with all that background is really important for people who might be watching this suffering right now. Now let's fast forward, and what are you doing now after we've done coaching together?
Yes. So, yes, number second one. First of all, Thomas has never left my side through this torrential storm. Never.
Yeah.
It's been really rough at times. Together, we decided to embrace the therapy coaching with you, Chase.
Yes.
One day at a time, sometimes a few minutes at a time. We all went through this together, and I began to heal, and in ways that I wasn't aware of, that my emotional pain was directly connected with my physical pain.
Yeah.
and
So
go ahead.
I was going to say, so tell me, and you might have been going into this, Thomas, but tell me more about what that means. How was your emotional pain connected to your physical symptoms?
Well, when we started the coaching, that one of the first assignments was to do my timeline and wrote down things, my physical pain, and also the same time that things were going on in my life
Yes.
that I kind of had put back on the back burner. You know, I wasn't paying attention to them because I just didn't want to.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to get better, you know, physically, and I didn't realize they were all connected.
In hindsight, though, I mean, every time you had a big pain flare, you'd tell me the same story about your mother, like every time.
I
Yeah.
miss
I
my
probably heard that
mom.
100 times. Every time you had a bad pain flare, and in retrospect, you see the connection. But when you're there, it's, you know, it's just well, she's depressed or something, and that's really there's so much more to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we both didn't realize that, how it's all connected. And I never realized that before. And I think most people don't realize that.
And you haven't mentioned it since
What?
about your mother.
Oh, I just miss her so much. The holidays are a little bit rough, but I just carry now, after writing that letter to her, I carry all the good memories and times and focus on those. When I start missing her a bunch, I
Yeah.
watch one of our silly videos or something and just,
Yes.
I'll tell Thomas a story that's good memory.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
cook something for dinner that was one of her favorite recipes. So just stuff like that really helps too.
Yeah.
So I think that that's a great testament to how far we've come, because there was in the past, there was a lot of guilt and frustration and anger about mom's passing, and you know, you said the word, when we talk about, I'll circle back, but when we talk about emotions being related to pain, this is such a common reality. And I'm saying this, you guys know this, but I'm saying this for people watching. This is such a common reality that it's built into our very language, right? So
Mhm.
heartbreak, gut feeling, backstab, those are things we feel physically. And then to take it a step further, you know, there's I need to stand up for myself, or I can't find my footing, or this is a lot for me to carry, which you just said.
Mhm.
Additionally, you know, that the symptoms mimic the words we use. So, for example, you had CRPS where?
Mhm.
In your hand, and you just said just a moment ago, now I just carry the good memories.
Yes.
And so the reason the pain was in your hand is because we were carrying a lot of sad and dark and frustrating memories that we
Because I
had.
couldn't help her. I just wanted to help her get well, and I couldn't. I had to
Yeah.
just watch her go slowly like that. It was horrible.
Yeah, you wanted to lend a hand.
Yes.
And so our pain mimics the emotions, the things we can't do. Lend a hand. When I lost my mom and my brother and my pains developed afterwards, as the now oldest son, I had to step up. And
Yes.
that's why I had pain in my foot.
Mhm.
And
Right.
so then, upon doing all of these things in coaching, the writing, the processing the emotions, we saw the pain come down, right? And so,
Mm-hmm.
on that note, when I'm asking you to do these emotional things and everything like that, it can be hard. What was the biggest challenge that you feel like you faced during our time together, during coaching?
That.
Deep breaths.
Dear Paige, first and foremost, I want you to know that I love you so very much and always will, and I miss you terribly.
Mhm.
We've had a beautiful life together and always have been, and also have been through some very difficult times. I'm going through therapy right now to help me heal both physically and emotionally. One part of it is dealing with deep grief that I have kept very deep inside. And writing this letter to you will be the hardest one.
Deep breath.
Take breaks if you need to. It's okay. So tell
Well,
me about it.
um, yes.
No.
The biggest challenge I faced during our coaching. The biggest challenge I faced during coaching was learning and accepting that the stress and emotional experiences I've had throughout my life were directly related to my physical pain and therefore I was unable to heal completely and get on with my life.
Yes.
So until I realized that they were connected, everything, I realized that when I start to, I don't really call it a flare up anymore. I call it maybe a setback, or I just focus on why am I feeling like this? Is something going on in my life right now that's making me feel like this, or a memory or something,
Yes.
like we may be doing something and it reminds me of something, and then I'll start hurting or something somewhere. So I'm realizing that now, and it's like helps so much to know that, because most people they don't, I didn't know that when we
Yeah.
first started the coaching.
Yeah. Even myself, you say I talk about my problems. I have a lot of foot problems, but when I'm under stress, they're definitely worse. There's
Mm-hmm.
not a question of it. You know,
Yeah.
if I
Yeah.
can get the stress out, I can exercise or do some therapy and they're fine. But you got to do both in my case, but probably for your hand too. But it's definitely a connection, and
Yeah.
you can't get away from it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't know what I would have done without Thomas. Like, do remember one day I literally crawled under my bed
Mm.
crying. I
Mm.
went under my bed.
Mm.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
I went through it was rough there. And
Yeah.
then it would get rough, and I get a little better, and then it get really rough again. But the writing the letters really helped. The one to my daughter Paige is really hard.
Yeah.
That one's still there because she's still here. She lives close by, and we still haven't spoken, but I just keep praying about it.
Well, I'm going to write a big text to her boyfriend, Gavin. He seems to look up to me. He talks nicely to me, and explain the situation. Tell him everything's better. Maybe that'll help. But we'll do that
Yeah.
for Christmas.
I think I think this time of year is a great time to do that. I also think that what you said is really important, both of you. You know, this type of experience of physical pain manifesting from emotion, called somatization, is the human condition. That is why it's built into our language. But it's not just CRPS, it's all of the alphabet syndromes, you know, POTS, PANS, PANDAS, FND, AMPS, fibromyalgia, all that stuff. But then it extends further. It goes into chronic shoulder, neck, back, foot pain. It afflicts us to distract us or protect us from the hard emotions. And so
Yeah.
facing those emotions eliminates the pain oftentimes. And what you'll notice is, like, now that the CRPS is no longer a worry, you might have aches and pains sprout up in other places. So for me, when my CRPS went away, I developed migraines. And when my migraines went away, I developed gut problems. It was only once I started using the power, that's why the motto is pain isn't your prison, it's your power. It's only once I started seeing it as a power that changed. So, for example, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, my brother wanted to go to the casino for fun, and we were doing slots. And I noticed my brother had kind of he had like a method, and you know, he was like telling me about times he won a bunch of money there, and I was like, wow, he's been coming here often, you know. And
Oh.
so Thanksgiving morning, I woke up and I had a headache. And a
Mm.
less informed me, which is me when I wake up right away, said, "Oh, I haven't had my coffee. Maybe I slept wrong. Maybe I'm dehydrated." But when I really thought about it, what is bothering me? It was, I need to have a conversation with my brother.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And when I noticed that, already the headache started to come down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, you know, these kinds of things, they're literally a power. And I think that the reason we end up with CRPS is because people like you and I, Donna, we are what I would call evolved empaths, meaning we care very deeply about everyone and everything, and we can notice other people's
Yes.
emotions so much that we can hardly see our own.
Yes. So I have a little short story to tell you real quick.
Tell me.
So we were at church a couple months ago. We go to church all the time now. We love our church.
Yeah.
You would love it too. It's awesome. Anyway, we were walking through the cafe because they get their coffee. And there's this girl, lady, sitting at a table. They have all these tables. She's sitting there by herself, and she had a brace on her leg.
Mm.
And I hadn't seen her there before. We kept walking, and then I turned around because I felt like the Lord said to me, "Go turn around."
Yeah. Yeah. Talk to
And
him.
I did. And I said, "Hi, my name's Donna." She said, "I'm Denise." I said, "Nice to meet you." She said, "This is my first time here." I said, "Oh, you look awesome." I said, "You know what? We sit up second row right in the middle. It's amazing. You come sit with us." And she did. And every Sunday now she sits with us and we become friends.
That's wonderful.
And she said, "I love this church." She
Yeah.
said, "And thanks to you, you it turned around and invited me, and that sacrifice like you were talking about in the last book,
Yeah.
um that I'm learning to, even though I do get out there and say hi and talk to people. That's why, even though I don't drink, we like to sit at the bar when we go out because you can talk
Chat.
to more people.
Yeah.
And so anyways, that was cool. So I just want to share that with you.
One other
Absolutely.
thing, we were supposed to do this call about 3 weeks ago, and you hadn't really prepared for it. You were sick. I think you had a sinus infection.
Yeah, I still I think it's allergies.
But the stress from thinking that you had to do all this sent you into a flare or whatever. And as soon as I told you that, I said, "Oh, what are we doing tomorrow?"
Right.
Oh, and you said, "Oh, okay." So we moved it, and you immediately felt better. So,
Yeah. So
Well, yeah, it
that's
wasn't
another
that
thing.
stress. I wanted us to have time to go for a little walks and stuff like that and take pictures. And we did go for a walk, but it was all the trees had they're crepe myrtle. It was a crepe myrtle park, so they weren't, they're dormant. So But I want to take some pictures of us at the gym because we're getting some muscles back now.
Yeah. Did you guys get some pictures of that, or are you gonna this week?
Tomorrow, we're going
Okay,
tomorrow on
perfect.
Thursday. So I'll send you some pictures.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
put a
Oh,
bunch of weights on the bar and have her stand under it.
there you go.
Nah, you're
I
silly.
I'm no, I'm excited, and I'll make sure to have those in here to show people, the progress you've made. And yeah,
Yeah,
that's another thing. Thomas pointed out something big. One of the other things that characterizes our personality, the people who end up with CRPS, is our perfectionism,
Yeah.
yes,
right? And we put a lot of pressure on ourselves for that, and that can lead to our nervous system getting overloaded, for
that's
sure.
true.
Also, I love that story about her because that is a clear demonstration of your empathetic empathetic abilities, right? Because people like us will notice someone like that at church who needs
Yeah.
an invite. We will notice it. A lot of
Mhm.
people don't. And so that's a big part of our big hearts. And
Or they might want to, but they just keep walking.
right. They won't push forward to that next step. And there's a certain type of people, and sadly, those are the type of people that end up with these types of conditions, the alphabet syndromes. So think progressing to the next question here. Um, the
Yes.
most important thing you feel like you learned during our coaching.
Oh, okay. The most important thing I've learned during our coaching is to not be so hard on myself, to take one step at a time and focus on what is going on in my life when I have a pain flare or setback and realize that they are all connected.
I love it. And that's exactly right. And that piggybacks right off of the perfectionism type of thing, right? Because we are very
Right?
hard on ourselves.
Yes.
We will criticize ourselves to no end sometimes. Is my look just right? Am I presenting myself properly? Those kinds of things.
Or like you said, you don't delegate things to other people. You want
Yeah.
to do it all yourself.
Right. And you know what's wild about that is our pain sometimes gives us the very things we need. So for me, when my mom and my brother passed away, and I had to step up to become the caretaker for the family in certain ways, because my father was very depressed, those kinds of things.
Yes.
My pain allowed me to ask for help. It forced me to. And and
Yes.
and so same thing. Anytime we have CRPS, we're always the go, 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 get after it type of people, but then CRPS stops us in our tracks, and it forces us to ask for assistance
Yes.
and
And
delegate.
and say again, Chase, what this symbol means on our shirts.
Yeah, so you had on your timeline, you had a lot of losses, deaths, with Kirkendile, mom.
Yes, crocodile.
So the symbol means pain, but it also means, in Japanese, it also represents grief. And
Yes.
and for
I
those
need
watching
it.
who maybe this is the first testimony they found, almost 100% of the time, people that I work with will have developed CRPS or these types of symptoms around the time of a death of a family member, or a significant health crisis like dementia, or a divorce or stress at work, or what else? The falling out of with a family member, someone stops talking to them, all of
Mm-hmm.
that stuff. And if there's a child, it's usually around bullying at school, loss of a pet, grandma or grandpa has like a stroke, or they pass. All of that has grief involved. And
Yeah.
the fact that the Japanese recognize that pain and grief are so intertwined, they're represented by the same kanji, which is that symbol I use on the shirt. It's pretty
Yes.
profound, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So this concept crosses culture, and the clients I work with in, Uruguay, for example, or Thailand, they have phrases in their culture that match from the physical and
Well,
the emotional. So this is the human condition. um, and that being said, now that you understand the link of the emotions to the pain, we don't think our body's falling apart anymore, which is good. And that do you fear, so the next question, do you fear CRPS the same way you used to?
Well, no, but here's my answer. Um,
Confidence.
I do not fear CRPS as now I have tools and skills to overcome from the teachings that you, Chase, have given me. And I know that if and when I have a setback, I know how to get through it and come out stronger on the other side.
Yes. Yes, I love
What
that.
about you, Julie?
Same idea. I've always tried to confront things, in the last few years when I've matured, I try to confront things instead of push them off, especially, in a work setting or something, because they always come back to haunt you. But I think this is more so. It's not just that, it's profound, keeping what's inside, don't repress things,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I think that when it comes to emotions, that's absolutely right. Sometimes I like to think of it like a dragon. Okay. And there's a dragon in the house when it comes to an emotion. And in the beginning, it's a very tiny dragon. Maybe
Yeah.
we push it under the rug or put it in the closet, so no one can see. But
Mhm.
as emotions build up, that dragon grows. And eventually you can feel the dragon around you in the kitchen. It's wrapped around your
Yeah.
table. But all of you are just saying, no, there's no dragon.
Yeah.
Well, and there's a freedom to it. When I got back into martial arts in my 20s, I'd practiced some before. There was a guy, he was a black belt. He was fierce. He was terrible. He's the second guy I sparred,
Uh-huh.
not the first, just to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
After that, I was fine. It's not, a lot of people were afraid of him. I thought, that's
Right.
not how you train. That's not how you live
Well,
life.
fear, like in approaching a situation, sometimes I would be like, is this the right time? I don't know if I should do this right now. I knew I needed to, and now I feel more, I prepare myself or just pray about it and think about it and then know that if I'm really thinking about it that much, it's time.
It's the right time.
It's time to approach the situation.
Well,
Yeah.
fear is a real thing. It's not just repressed. It's real. Last time we went to a water park, there was the Stuka, the big. I was terrified, and then the little kid sat next to me. I said, "This is a kid's ride." I'm terrified, but fear, when it grips you, it's an amazingly powerful thing. But fear and grief, I don't know are the same thing. But I'm just saying, emotions, they hit you.
Well,
So.
in a way, I mean, fear and grief and anxiousness and all that stuff are very closely related. And believe it or
Yes.
not, those emotions of fear and grief and anger, they are all processed partially in the amygdala, which is a major processing center for pain. So the fact that it's linked it's quite obvious when you understand the science behind it. But the problem with medicine today, and the reason why it failed you for a long time, Donna, is because they don't look at you as Donna. They look at you as your wrist. And we're never going to find the answer to your pain if all I'm doing is staring at your arm.
Yeah. Did you see those pictures? I forgot how bad it was.
Yeah, I'm gonna add them in here. I'll put them right here so people can see.
And I want put a bunch of good pictures, but
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that was not cool.
So tell me what's next for Donna and Thomas. What are you going to do now that we've overcome CRPS?
Yes. What I'm going to do now. I'm writing this letter to Chase. I will use the tools and teachings that you have given us, Chase, and Thomas and I will continue to move forward with these and help others along the way to also heal. As we now see it, we cannot unsee it.
That's right. And
we're so grateful for all you've done and all you do, Chase. You are truly our Moses.
Thanks, guys.
Well, yeah. And expanding on that, what we want to do is two things. One, we want to take a trip. We haven't been able to. She got injured before we got married, so we really haven't been able to do anything since we've been married.
Well, I told him for Christmas, I don't want anything material. I would like us to go just like on a little 3-day road trip getaway, just you and me somewhere.
And that wasn't possible till now.
Yeah.
You took a 3-hour road trip and She threw up in my car. So
Out the window,
that was a couple
though.
years ago.
Yeah,
Or out the
I get motion sickness too.
sure.
but that's so much better now. Your POTS is under control. The second thing we're going to do, I want to start a pain group at church. Our church is huge. It has, I think, 4,000 or 6,000 members. I forget. And they have a lot of groups. They have a group for breakaway, as one you took for getting out of relationships. You took that twice, but this would be an extension of that, a pain group, because a lot of people I think we can help, or just knowing there's someone there they can talk to.
And I think a huge way to help people is to not just try to like talk to them, but to tell them your own story, because it's more genuine like that, and they can see your emotion and know it's like when you speak, Chase, you tell your story too. And I know there's times you just sort of like exhausted and need someone to talk to as well,
Sure.
And it's not like it goes away, but you have the tools now to get through it and to know what to do before it gets to that point.
Yes, and that taking care of yourself and keep calming your nervous system and having the hard talks. I love all of it. I love all the plans, the trip plan. I love the plan to start the group at church, and just for people watching, because I know Mary, who is in the book club, she lives near you.
Yeah.
Kenneth and Karen, they live near you guys.
Oh, wow.
There's Scott, another guy I'm working with. He lives near you guys. So what's your
Awesome.
church called, and where is it located, if you don't mind?
It's Preston Trail, and it's in Frisco on Independence Parkway. It's called
Okay.
Preston Trail.
It's very nice.
Yes,
Preston
and
Trail
they're
in
very,
Frisco, Texas.
yes.
Okay.
And they're very real. They don't accept any perfect people. I'm just joking.
They'd be hard to find.
They're awesome. And there's small groups for anything, anybody, no matter what you're going through. There's I don't know, the marriage counselor who I was seeing actually before I even met Thomas, she actually married us.
Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me that.
And the worship pastor, his name is Warren. That's it. Her husband. He sings. He's the worship, and he sang at our wedding too.
But they have a group for investment counseling. They have a group for marriage counseling. They have a group for breakaway, and then just a men's group. They have a group we have a poker night for men. Just everything you can think of. I do worry one thing, because everybody says this on every meeting we have, people just don't get it. If you don't have the pain, they don't understand CRPS. We've told 3 people, including one of the pastors, that Donna has cured an incurable disease, and we don't really get much of a hallelujah out of that. You'd think that would be oh my goodness, that's wonderful, and it's oh, that's nice, because they just don't get it, and that's one of the only barrier I see to getting the group is no one's going to understand who's not in pain.
Sonia knows, and there's certain people that know and get it, because if you haven't gone through the pain yourself, it's hard to understand.
Yeah, unless you're someone who is diagnosed, or you're the caregiver of someone who is going through it, it's hard to fully fathom. And that's the wild thing, is like, and this was in Nicole's book, which we had just read, The Mind Your Body. The characteristic that dictates if a condition is driven by emotions and somatization, like CRPS, is the word incurable. And so these places that you have POTS, you live with it forever. You have CRPS, live with it forever. You have degenerative disc disease. There's nothing we can do. You have spondylosis and all these kinds of things. That word incurable is exactly right. And with CRPS, it's the saddest and funniest thing at the same time, because they'll say it's incurable, but wherever you look online, anywhere between 30 and 85% of people get better. So immediately it contradicts itself.
And you can't see it most of the time physically, so it's hard for people, and they're like, well, you look fine. You look like anything going on.
Well, it's when they diagnosed you with CRPS, they said it was a syndrome. I said, "Oh, so that means you really don't know anything about it. Doctors don't know anything about it." And he said,
Right.
That's why it's called a syndrome." So
Right. I have
that
my
makes you wonder. And your book's coming out, I know. So
Yeah, well, and that book, the alphabet syndromes, on the cover, my friends were like, "Did you mean for everything on the side?" Because on the side of the mock-up, I'll show you the mock-up of the cover. I don't know if I've shown you guys this yet.
no.
Um, but on the side of the mock-up, it's a bunch of S's, and they're like, "Did you mean for it to have all those S's?" If you look, the AI just mocked it up, but if you look on the side, see it's all S's.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
So they were like, "Did you mean for all the S's to be there?" And then I thought about it. I'm like, "Oh, it's because all of them are syndromes. You
Yeah.
know,
oh yeah.
thoracic outlet syndrome, uh, MCAS, mast cell activation syndrome, irritable bowel syndrome. That's what it is. They're I don't know diseases.
Hmm.
That's what the medical field is saying. And so yeah, this is awesome. I'm just to wrap it up. I'm just so proud of you, Donna, and you too, Thomas. I mean, it's been really amazing to meet with you, both of you guys, and just
Yes.
see you guys grasp onto the ideas and understand, and then to see you where you're at, Donna. I'm going to splice in older videos of us, but to see you where
Mhm.
you are compared to then is just, I'm couldn't be happier.
Me
You
too.
almost didn't make it through the first couple of book clubs. You were having a bad day
Yeah.
both times.
Yeah. And I remember one of our meetings, I had to get up and go throw up.
I think that was June. It wasn't that long ago.
No.
Yeah, it's amazing how much you've given us, Chase. It's truly a gift you have, and we will grow from it and help others in the best we can. And like you said, and I truly believe if you just be genuine with people and tell them your story, or we'll send them to you, I tell them your story, that it's gonna grow and people are gonna get more interested. And
Yeah.
a lot of people didn't see me when I was like that because I would isolate myself.
Yeah.
I didn't go anywhere.
Yeah. Well, I think a true testament is going to be, you know, I've seen only the trailer portion of you in the Trial by Fire documentary, and
Oh,
also I'm in it, right? And
yes.
when you guys were getting filmed for that trailer, we didn't know each other yet.
No.
And what'll be really cool is when they do the screening, it sounds like they're going to do it in Dallas.
Yes.
We'll be able to meet each other and in person for the first time,
Yay.
and it'll be a demonstration of, oh my gosh, look at I see her in this documentary, but look at her now, and
Mm-hmm.
that'll be exciting. I'm very excited for that. It's going to be awesome.
Yes,
Um,
it is.
I
I've
expect
I
you to get pinged on Facebook a lot, and you can tell them, "Well, I'm cured now." And then the people who really want to know will ask,
Yeah.
"How?"
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's very difficult and scary to toy with the idea that a lot of the pain is coming from a deep emotional root or wound. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but if people really think about it, they already believe in this because, it's very easy for us to say that someone who's lost their wife dies a year later, we say they died of a broken heart. Or,
Mm-hmm.
it's very easy to recognize that the number one day for heart attacks in the country is Monday because people hate their job. And so people
Right.
can accept that emotions can cause death or stomach problems. That's pretty widely accepted. But
Mm-hmm.
so it's not that much farther of a leap to think it could cause swelling, redness, sweating, hair changes, pain, right?
Yes, that is so true.
I mean, the first thing we say when something is really hard for us emotionally, we say that hurts.
Uh-huh.
That pains me. Or my
Yes.
favorite ones, if someone annoys us, you get on my nerves.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I've appreciated your trust from the start. I don't think this is the last time. Obviously, we're working together. You're still in the book club, and we got
Oh,
plans for the
yeah.
future. But I'm excited to share this, and you guys
Mhm.
get me some photos of you over at the gym and stuff, and I'll get this set up to air, this weekend or next week.
Yes. And we prayed about it before we started, Chase.
Mhm.
And it was a clear answer. No doubt about it.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
And the same now.
then the
Like,
question is this for real? Because everybody's trying to sell something, right? You know.
Yeah.
And like I mentioned to my doctor that you had cured your ulcerative colitis, and he said, "Well, you know, people say things." I said, "No, he's a pain fellow, or you know,
Yeah.
I'm sure this is documented somewhere."
Real, and
But he didn't believe it. He just said no. So
see it's for real through your own testimony.
yes,
Take him. There's a book called Zebras Don't Get Ulcers.
Oh,
Take
I
him.
have that written down early in my journal. I think you told me about that before we started.
Take him that book.
Folks.
It's by Robert Sapolsky. He's a Harvard professor. It's the one that made me realize that book and When the Body Says No, because there's a gentleman in there that has ulcerative colitis.
Yep.
And he was like,
Yes.
they talked about the condition and they were like, perfectionist, super hard worker, analytical, overbearing mother. I was like, oh, why am I in this book? And that's how I learned, you know, what the guy did was de-stress, take pressure off himself, and his symptoms went away. And that happened to me, you know? So
Mhm.
yeah, it's cool. It's hard for doctors to accept, because in order for a doctor to accept some of these ideas, they also have to make the simultaneous exception that what they learned is incorrect in some ways, and that they've done things that maybe weren't helpful. So for me, obviously I have my, you know, all these papers on the wall,
yeah,
but a
Mhm.
lot of what I do is help people understand that a lot of what I learned in physical therapy school isn't even true.
yeah,
And that's really
Mhm.
hard when I got myself in like 150 grand of debt to get a
Right.
degree. You know, it's like it's crazy to think about, right? So it's very
Yes.
hard for someone's ego to open up to the ideas, but if they do, they truly help people.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
yeah. You have a friend we'd like to help, but well, we're going to go see another doctor first. Then
Mhm.
maybe we'll try it. They keep saying that,
Yeah.
Okay.
Julie.
Sometimes
Oh.
So
sometimes
Mhm.
people have to fail a number of times to be ready for this kind of work, and that's okay. I know if I presented my ideas to younger me, I'd punch myself in the face. So
yeah,
yeah, but
Yeah.
well, I love it. Let's wave bye to YouTube, and then we can chat a little bit more, and
okay.
all good. All right. Bye, YouTube. Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
YouTube.
Pain isn't my prison. It's my power.
Amen.
Breathe in the ashes, the sweetest distraction. Guess it's my reflection. Drowned in the habits, got trapped in the static, got off on the panic. Watching the stars, shooting the dark, burned up the wings that we wore. Flaming no spark, it's time to depart. And all the lies that kept me